Welcome back to the Real South Africa and check out this last installment of this series. It was wonderful. We really appreciate the Tansy Morris talking to us. You definitely have to step up your game because that's what we did. And, and I just tell you my short version. I was, I'm a Porsche guy. I've been for an extended period of time, but I wouldn't buy one. I always wanted one. And then my South African friends, I go to their houses and those nice houses, and then they got a Porsche in the garage. I'm like, what? So I told Ty, I came home and I went and purchased mine. I was like, I'm tired of like trying, afraid to make moves.
Yeah,
For a lot of
more,
reasons.
more. They weren't what he noticed to me
Hmm.
was that the South Africans are not afraid to live their best life.
Yeah.
Is what it boiled down to. But when we think we're living our best life, we dumb it down so that it can be acceptable to other people. And to drive a Porsche as a black man in the United States always puts you in a situation where you're like, am I going to get stopped? Is it going to be okay? Are they going to think I stole it? It starts making you feel anxious about it. But when he came back and saw that these South Africans, within 1 or 2 years of him first meeting them, moved up the ladder enough to buy a Porsche, he was like, why don't I have one? I'm like, you asking the wrong person because you can go buy whatever you want. And then when he finally got it, it was like, okay. But at the same time, driving that gave him a sense of freedom, but it was still in a box. So we gave all of that up because that box was still, it was getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And we had to give up a few things like houses and cars and Porsches, just to come over here and get a sense of community, because that's what we really have here, and a sense of what it really means to actually live. Because over there, it can be stifling. It really can be. It really can be.
It is. It is. And I see now, Mark, why it bothers you so after a few times that you're like, I'm ready to get this car. I see that because I said, let me tell you, I'm not going to keep accepting y'all disrespecting me with all these Range Rovers rolling around here.
Yeah, they everywhere.
Like they 2 for 1, buy one get two free. I said I can do that, right, Mark? I'm sitting here in my head like, oh yeah, I know I can get that. But when you've had so many things say, well, if you do that, something might happen.
Yeah.
You take it away, or it's going to make it harder. Then you say, nope. Once you've gotten out of situations here, you like, nope, I'm not going back down that road no more. And that may have been in a time when you were irresponsible, when you really didn't have it to do it. But it is the cycle of here. It really is in the US. It is the cycle of when you up, they going to figure out how to bring you back down. Just when you feel like you got equity in your house, they like, nope, we're going to bring you all back down to zero. We're going to, just when you think you got your time in on your job, snatch it before you get your pension, or you're just always on the edge. And to see, I don't know how, if they living on the edge in South Africa, but it looks good. Right?
Yeah. With them.
I don't know. But I do know that, if what we're struggling to afford here is so much easier to obtain there, you'd be like, why wouldn't you want that peace of mind? Why wouldn't you want that ease of a life? Why wouldn't you want that? So, and you're right. I think there is truth in what you say. You have to elevate yourself when you get over there, because you didn't really know you behind the ball.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because and I hope it comes across properly. But like, people come here, like people that, for example, they want to come to South Africa. They might even see this video and say, I want to come to South Africa. I look at our prices. I don't think our prices are like uber over the top, especially for what you're getting. I think you're getting a pretty good deal. But people, they try to sort it out themselves, and then they go right, like if they're at like just below middle class, somewhere there and abouts, they'll come here and they will avoid all the things that you guys did. They will just avoid it. And then they'll do something else, and then they don't have that experience, and they're like, well, I didn't see that South Africa. I didn't see that South Africa they're talking about. But the reality is, if those same people would have said, you know what, let me talk to the real South Africa and let me put them on that level, like you guys did, then they see it and now they're like, wow, now I know it exists.
Yeah.
The people would come here and they would go straight to the, I'm gonna say the hood. We've seen it. They come straight to the hood and then they're like, hey, and then they email us, hey, hey, we want to, and I'm like, you went straight to the hood. I can't pull you out. And then we always have people here, such as yourself, you guys were here that, that we need to take care of. So that's why I was in Cape Town taking care of those people just earlier, and tomorrow we went somewhere else. But, we try, to expose people to where they should be, based off our conversations, because we do have conversations with pretty much everybody at some point, and then that determines, okay, what we should do. Oh, you got 2 kids, you got 4 kids, or you coming by yourself, or you're coming with a couple, or whatever you're doing, we try to manipulate it to where it works for you. And I think people have truly appreciated it, so it works.
Those that are ready to appreciate it, I'll say that, right? I'll say those that are ready to appreciate it. You can't assume that just because they came through you guys that they're ready to appreciate it,
Yeah, it's true.
And I only say that because I think there's still some mindsets and behaviors that we bring. There's a baggage. We bring our baggage and we don't know how to unpack it, let it go, and get over ourselves. Because when you finally make what you feel something of yourself here in the States, it comes with the arrogance you got to carry around all the time in a negative way. So everybody gets mistreated. Everybody does, because you get mistreated on work, and so you always got your guard up, so everybody gets it. Your family can catch it because you're better than they are, because society has said, and your neighborhood has said, and your car has said. And any country on the continent, but we're going to talk about South Africa. When I say check yourself at the door, because nobody, they don't care. Like, we got a Range Rover too, and we got a Porsche too, and okay, we went to school too, and like, what else is there to you? And we don't know what else is there to you, Black person. What else are you bringing to the table? And you don't know, because those things have made you falsely believe this is who you are, when in reality you're still trying to figure it out. And the only way that you know how to be is to turn your nose up at people, because that says you're better.
Wow.
So when you go to South Africa, you're like, you're not better. You better get, you blend in, and you struggle because you blend in. But I'm like, get used to it, get okay with that. And I love it. I love that it checks you. If you're ready to be checked, it's going to check you,
Wow.
It really is, because Black is absolutely beautiful over there. They doing it all day. And you see, I'm grinning because when I'm just like, look at y'all everywhere. We up in here doing it. Everybody, look.
I got a video coming out because I went to Cape Town because some friends of mine, I grew up with, they a little bit younger than I am. They came for the first time, and and one of them came. Alan, he came for his birthday, and so he didn't know I was coming down because we got people doing things down there. So I popped in, and he was like, "Mark, we doing it." He said, "Look at us. He would just so shit. Like, look at us." He said, "We all from North Carolina. We doing it. Look at this. Look at it." He was just so like, in his, now they've been married for a while. They got they got their wives, and they just showing their wives around, and they just doing it. And I was so proud of them, because I remember them being
little boys,
middle school, elementary. I'm a little bit older. And I was like, look at y'all. And I'm like, this is something. And they just cannot believe they was in South Africa. And today they went to the spa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And listen, they went to the spa. They were supposed to be done at 2:00. They didn't get done till 4. So I don't know what happened. But whatever happened, it happened.
Good. It got good to them.
It got good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just like deciding to come, right? And
I'm sorry, what?
It's just like deciding to come. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's just like deciding to come. We was sitting back and we was we was always having conversations with you guys without you guys knowing it. But we conversating with the Blantons, and we like, you know what, we should go. Maybe we'll start to set up here. But then, Tasha, we saw one of your videos, and you said, your mother-in-law said that what you waiting for? If y'all gonna go, just go, right?
Mhm.
And then we made the decision right then. Right after we had that conversation with you, it was okay. You know what? All right, let's go ahead and set our stuff up right now and just go ahead and go.
You did it. You did
Because,
it.
at that point it was like, you know what? She right. Her mother-in-law was right. We need to just
No,
go
she
ahead
was
and go.
absolutely
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that did it for us.
No, my mother-in-law said to me when I was debating about whether to lock my hair, that 40 wasn't promised to me, and why was I waiting an additional 8 years to lock my hair? And then when she was talking to him when she was alive, she was basically like, if that's what you want to do, like you need to go. So I locked my hair and then we left. Like that's what it was. It was like she gave us both the green light to be who we
Needed to do, yeah.
to be and do what we really needed to do. And I'm grateful for her because she spoke a lot of truth to me, a lot of truth.
Yeah, I can tell you, another thing, and there's we all have our backstories, and our backstory to what we're doing is, 100 years ago when I was used to be in the Army, believe it or not, and I was a recruiter, and I remember my mom telling me, my mother was short, she was on like 4'11", and
Tiny little
yeah,
thing.
little thing, and she said, Mark, help our people, help our people. So I helped a lot of people along the way, as far as, changing their life, getting them in the military, and then they went on to do what they're doing. And so when I came here, she was, I brought her here along. Honestly, this was and according to what I understand, this was the best trip she had ever been on.
She never stopped talking about
Yeah,
that
she
trip.
constantly talked about South Africa. She would call me over and she would just talk to me about how she felt and, being an elder at the time and the whole nine and how she got treated and so forth. And so when it was time, she said, Mark, she says, if you can get over there, you should go. You should go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, of course, with me, I'm always feeling like we need to, try to do the right thing, because I don't know how many people such as yourselves have came here and said this to us. Man, y'all could have just kept this to yourselves and did y'all thing. We could have. But I was like,
His mama said, help our people.
Mama said, knock them out.
And he's making sure that even though she told him that 30 years ago, that he's still going to try and help our people.
Yeah.
And I think it's our responsibility as Black folks to, like, for us to come back, and all the video that I've taken, I was sharing video with people while I was there. I was sending them stuff, and because I feel like it's so important to reverse the lie, turn around that negative that they tried to make us believe about, Africa, South Africa, any of the continents on there, any of the countries on the continent that, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. But like you said, when we looked at the plane, that tells a whole nother story, So, yeah, for us, we just feel like that's home. That's home for us. It's going to be home, soon. We working on it. So,
you'll get here. Trust me.
Get here.
Yeah. Trust me, you will get here.
Feel like it's fast enough. It don't feel like it's fast enough.
You just left a month ago.
Look, you gotta put my business out there. I know.
She was like, I've been gone too long. I need to get back home.
Too long.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, but it does put something on your mind in a good way. It makes you think about what is it that you really want. What do you really want? And there's just a peace. There's a peace you get. There's a freedom you get. You can't put a price tag on. You just don't know you don't have it because you're used to this gerbil wheel. You running this gerbil wheel. You think you're doing it. And it just, and I get it. I'm like, I see why people either go back and forth, like how you said, Mark, you go back and
Yeah.
forth, and you chasing that feeling, because that's what you're getting. You're chasing that freedom, you're chasing that feeling, and then you're like, enough of this, and you're trying to untangle yourself from what
Yeah.
what you thought was right, how you went tried to do everything the right you've managed to achieve, and not taking anything away from those of us here who have made great achievements. It just never feels like it's enough for here. You just don't never feel like you're enough. So I think that's where part of the air comes in, the arrogance. And at least if I feel like I can feel like I'm better than people, then it makes me feel validated, like I've done something, right? That I think that's where that comes from. And to go somewhere and you got to unpack all that because nobody's checking for you in that way. That I think it would take a lot of people a minute to get their head around that, because this is what we've learned we've had to be. When you had your family say, yeah, because you're a lawyer so and so, and you're Dr. Who, and you're the CEO, and they'll tell you if you don't get yours, but here will always remind you what you're not.
It's so funny that you mentioned they'll remind you what you're not. A lot of people will come here. See, you saw the beauty and being in the majority and the blackness that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple people come here and not be able to accept that.
It's difficult.
It's difficult, and they get angry. They don't get appreciative. They get angry because they thought their life was this.
Yes.
And come here and they see this.
Yeah.
And to grapple with what you've been told and what you see, you get angry. And it's like, I didn't do that to you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because
But
I'm
it's a lot to deal with.
I'm coming thinking that my nose is still going to be turned up to these people because they don't have. I'm here. I'm going to clean your teeth because they've never been cleaned. I'm going to do your toenails. I'm going to teach you how, some manners because you don't know any. We're going to get you some water. To have kids, even in our children's age, our 13 and 14-year-olds. So you have 13 and 15-year-olds asking them random things like, so did you eat? Were y'all able to eat? My son was saying, oh, I'm going to take a shower because we're getting ready to go to dinner. They like, you got water? Like, and this is 2023, and you have middle school age, high school children still with that mindset we had when we were young. And I'm like, that means that this country is doing a disservice to us to keep us keep perpetuating that idea about the continent and what it means to go there. People should not feel sorry for you because you're saying you're going to the continent of Africa. They feel sorry when they question you. Why did you pick there? Like, because that's not a valid vacation spot. Like, why are you? Oh. And then, for those that want to feel like, oh, have fun. And then they ended with, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. Was frantic when we had our layover in Paris. Nobody ends that with be careful. But you're going to be in South Africa. Be careful. You may get robbed going to the corner store. Why? I said, they cutting up in Paris. Cutting up. Right? We don't even know if are we going to be able to leave the airport that day that we arrive because they over there burning down, the streets and cutting up and clowning. I said, now I realize, Dr. Blanton, why you paused when I told you we were going to go to Paris and then go over to we did our layover, because you was like, well, why wouldn't you just get here? And I thought and I said, oh, because we haven't flown that long before, so we want to give ourselves a minute to kind of get ourselves together, and then take this next leg of the flight. Now you can't pay me. I have no interest in stopping in Paris. I don't need to go to the Netherlands. I don't need to go nowhere else. Get me on a plane and get me straight there. Get me straight there, because I want to bypass them and all that nonsense. I'm nope. There's some airlines that can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
Kick rocks with no socks.
I just say with no socks and socks, exactly. They can kick rocks, and I'm just gonna tell you, they go to the Netherlands and they go to Paris. I don't need to get on there. I can go. Let me hit, because I think coming out of here, because we're in the Midwest, so we fly out of O'Hare. We would I know Ethiopia Airlines goes out of O'Hare. We could do United. They may go out of Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
Straight into, or there's an airline that goes out of Atlanta that goes straight there. So I'm like, we got some options that we don't have to go into another country and then hit South Africa. We can just, make one stop in the US and then get there. Honey, that 15 hours, get here. I knock that out so fast, because what you get once you get there, I keep telling you, you can't put a price tag on it. And for those that cannot get their head around what being in the majority means, and how you have to learn to get over yourself and what you've learned you had to be here, because it's become so much of who you are. That's why they're grappling with it. So they'll come back over here, and so they can feel like they're better, because here you like, you can feel better, but then you're also programmed to be reminded of how you're going to be treated as well. And it's just, some of us are okay with dealing with that. We go looking for those areas and those restaurants and those places where you hear they don't want you there. And you're like, yeah, but we're going to go up in there. Why? So they can spit in your food? Why? So they put their finger in your drink? Why are you paying them to treat you poorly? I'm like, but I get that, because that's what you've been fighting for. You want to be in there. And some of us want to be the only ones at the table. We want to be the only ones in that restaurant, the only ones in that neighborhood. Because when they see more of us coming, we'll move faster than the other folk will. Oh, it's some Black folks moving in the neighborhood now. Oh, Lord. We got to
Can't hear you.
Come on, come closer.
That was one of the things that I was really looking forward to. I was looking at everything. I was looking at the billboards, and I was like, look at the Black people on the billboards. We were sitting in the apartment, and we was watching the Black cartoon. She was watching the Black soap operas, the Black soap operas. I was just like, I was loving it, because our commercials, I got a big thing about commercials, and one Black man or one white woman or one
You've noticed that.
I got a big thing about that. And I'm like, why can't we just see two Black people? And I saw that there. I could see a lot of commercials that it was just Black folks, right? And I was loving that. The Black soccer team, the basketball team, the women's basketball team that was up on the billboards and stuff like that. I was just loving to be able to see more of us in public places, on signs and stuff like that. You look around, and it's just, we winning, to feel like you can, like you're winning. You're actually winning. You can see your people up, and in the neighborhoods, to know that everybody's living nice. Not just some. Everybody has nice houses, So when you riding through and you get into these communities, so when you say, do we feel safe? I didn't feel like when we got to the States, why do I need to leave outside of the state? It has everything in it. Gas stations, mugs and beans. It has restaurants, schools. I was like, wait a minute. We still in the state? They was like, yes. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I understand why you go outside, because you want to go to the Mall of Africa. You want to go to all these other malls that's within 25, 30 minutes of each other. I see how they do stuff to make everybody feel like one place don't have just this stuff, and then everybody got to go over here and overwhelm this area. Every area has its own stuff, and it's black, and I love it. You know,
And it's
It's black and it black.
that's right.
well, all I can say,
Black on black.
all I can say is that, like I said, you know, this is a grassroots movement, believe it or not. You know, us telling everybody we doing this video, we doing, you know, we do what we can, and people are coming and they're telling other people, and we absolutely love it. But it is a grassroots movement. I mean, honestly, you know, we got some people that are hung up on, okay, well, my 23andMe or my ancestry says this, this, and this, and I'm going to tell them, I'll be very blunt. You know, if it says go to Ghana, get your butt to Ghana. You will find something there as well. And you know, obviously, a lot of some of the other YouTubers kind of reach out to us that do different locations, and their experiences are, you know, similar, not the same, because this is South Africa and they do other places, but us blacks are reconnecting, you know, with Africa and whatnot. So we do our part down here, and we provide, you know, what we think that I think our people would like, which is basically me what we like. That go ahead.
Not only what we like, but I feel like if you have done your part, in Mark's words, for King and Country in the US, and you have checked all the boxes and you have done everything they've asked you to do, and you still feel like you are losing, then you deserve South Africa. Like, that's how I look at what we do. You deserve to be pampered and serviced and picked up and taken care of with no worry, which is why we do things the way that we do, because I understand that you are working more days than you want to, more hours than you have to, all for sometimes nothing, all for the sake of being sold this false dream that's never going to come true. So we put things together the way that we do, because I'm like, this is what you've actually been working for. Here it is
Yeah.
here it is in a package. This is what you deserve. Now breathe and just take it all in. Like, that's how I look at it, because our first 10 days here, that's what a South African did for me.
Yeah.
They were like, don't do anything. We're going to take care of you. Just breathe. I didn't even have to pull my luggage. They did that. I was like, thank you.
That was
they
incredible.
fully took care of us. They took care of my mother-in-law. She was really like a queen. This chick was living her best life. Trust me. And that's why she loved it so much. So thinking about our first experience, what we try to do in our packages is recreate it, because
for you guys,
because it felt so good to just exist and have someone take care of us for 10 full days. Like, and I think that you deserve it. I appreciate the opportunity, but that is how and why we do the things that we do.
Now, we appreciate you guys for doing the things that you guys did, the things that y'all are doing, and the stuff that y'all going to do further down the line. You know, for anybody that's wondering, I would definitely tell you, you know, don't wait. Book your package with the Real South Africa right now, today. Get it done. You will not regret it. You know, you will have a wonderful time. The continent is wonderful. You know, get out there, do your thing, get to South Africa, make it happen.
Word.
Cool. Well, on that note, we're gonna let it be. We really appreciate you guys giving your testimony, your first impression. Hopefully you'll be on your 20th impression soon. But you know, because you're gonna come back and forth and whatnot. But like I said, you got something to play with and whatnot. But we really appreciate it. Hopefully some of the people saw this and they're like, oh, okay. Well, they were pretty spirited. I'm sure they liked everything Dion had to say, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And whatnot. So you guys have a good evening over there.
Afternoon, because it should just be right 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for your time, Dion. You and I will continue to correspond, because I know that you are going to be planning a trip back soon, so I won't leave you hanging.
Yep.
We'll be yeah. Don't worry about it. A little longer. It'll be a little longer.
No problem. You know I got you.
Yeah. All right. Y'all take care. Everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. I hope you guys truly enjoyed you know, that testimony. I think it was really, really awesome. Like I said, it's kind of hard to even put it in words. I'm sure they, you know, we are educated people. They probably gave their best words, but words really can't, describe, the whole thing. But all I can do is say is get here, as Tasha talks about and everybody else talks about, and basically it kind of just looks like this.
Awesome.
All right. So we will see you guys. And if you need anything, obviously hit us up on our website. We got, like I said, we got great packages, and we're actually doing more. Obviously, go to our YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, just put on youtube.com /@TRSA, and that will get you there. And yeah, anything else, Tasha?
Just a little shout out to the people that took the time to say something to us. I can't say his Ifatumibi, I think his name. He has another name, and I know his real name, but I won't say that because that's not how we roll. He actually traveled here by himself and found the love of his life, and now that's his words. But it's okay to travel solo. We will take care of you just as if you were coming with a group of 100, or if it's just you. So don't ever worry about that. Traveling by yourself, we will still take care of you. You will still find friends, make friends, and have a good time. So go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and check out our packages, check out what it is we do. And if you have any other questions, you can always schedule a call or send us an email as well.
Yeah, definitely schedule a call. If you on the website, you're a little confused about what little button to push, just give us a call or whatever, and we will get you on the right button to push to get you here, and then eventually you'll have your own testimony. So we will see you guys here in sunny South Africa.
Night, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.